Wait a moment. This isn't a furry visual novel. Hey guys, Neri here from Drake Wayne Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Echo, Carl's Path. So the last place we left off, we actually met Raven, a childhood friend, and, well, let's see what this little reunion has in store for us, shall we? But anyway, guys, please sit back and enjoy. Let me entertain you for the next 20 minutes, and let's jump right in. Alright, alarm saying you're up, and let's go. Alright. I mean, I have had a job before. So, what kind of look are you going for? When Carl doesn't answer, I speak up. That's what we're trying to figure out just now, actually. Carl shrinks further into himself, his hat seeming to fall further over his eyes. Dude, it's just dress clothes, really. Well, I think you should get a red tie, at least. Might go good with your eyes, and maybe trim that beard. Since when are you a fashionista? Come on, Carl, let's at least try it out. Carl sighs, rubbing his forehead. Okay, fine, but only as long as we're out of here in the next hour. Hey, I gotta get back to work, but I'll be free in about an hour. Let's catch up. I wave at Raven, then turn to Carl. Well, that was nice. Didn't think I'd ever see him again. Me neither, actually. I'll have to hang out with him more. I like Flynn. I like Flynn, but having to put up with him just to get a ride to the store isn't always worth it. Well, anyway, if you're wanting to get out of here in an hour, then we should probably get started. The process is a lot less painful than Carl makes it out to be. Soon enough, we're on our way to the food court, Carl carrying a bag way too big for the contents inside. We meet Raven again, and once we get our food, he suggests we eat outside. I look from my full combo meal to Carl's small, tiny container of tater tots. You not hungry? Carl just shrugs and grins at me. You just don't know the ways of the fatty. Huh? We're judged all the time, especially when we're eating. He deliciously bites a tater tot in half before adopting a sarcastic tone. Ew, gross! Of course he's eating! That seems kind of unfair. See? Raven thinks so too. The husky is in the middle of a huge bite of his Subway sandwich, his eyes on Carl. He swallows before speaking. I can see that you're self-deprecating as ever. Hey, you know me! So, Chase, are you still dating that wolf, Leon? Leo, no. I ignore the sidelong glance I get from Carl. Okay, I ignore the sidelong glance I get from Carl. Ah, sorry about that. You two were really cute together. It's hard to know what to say when people comment about your relationship. If someone isn't homophobic, gay relationships are usually cute or adorable. Or maybe it was just the size difference. But seriously, I've always wanted to date an otter. Oh, really? Yeah, they're adorable. Swimming clowns. Do tell. Raven picks up on my sarcastic tone right away, but it doesn't seem to faze him. Well, yeah, you know what they say about otters and blowjobs. Carl almost chokes on his last tater tot. The hell, Raven? You barely know him and you're saying that shit. Carl's laughing, though. I'm sure to keep my face passive. Oh, what do they say about otters and blowjobs? Raven laughs. You know. You know. They never have to come up for air. 10 minutes non-stop. Raven giggles and makes a visible effort to keep a straight face. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. It's just one of those jokes I always hear. You can imagine I do too, and it's 8 minutes, by the way. Psh, I'd take that too. Carl crumples up a straw wrapper and flicks it off Raven's bluish-looking nose, to which he simply smiles. Carl stands up. Hey, I'm going to the bathroom. Raven, don't be a dick. I'm not. We both watch Carl amble off before Raven turns back to me, that dopey smile back on his face. So, how long are you going to be here, Chase? We need to catch up. I wonder what catching up means when our biggest interaction up until this point was dissecting a shark in high school biology. Sunday. School starts up again on Monday. Despite having a head start on the project thanks to Carl's mom, I still get a nervous twinge in my stomach. I still have a lot left to do. Voiceovers, B-rolls, and, oh god, editing. We should hang out! His adorable excitement is barely contained, and I'm pretty sure I can hear the thumping of his tail against the curb we're sitting on. Despite my earlier offense at his stereotyping of otters, I'm reminded at how much worse dogs get it. Alright guys, let me save it right here real quick. I like this music. Despite my earlier offenses... Okay, I already did that. Alrighty. They're not common in Echo, or this side of the world for that matter. While otters are thought of as entertainers, I feel like it's better than dealing with being seen as a simpleton. So, the main reason I'm here is to do a news segment on Echo for a class. Ooh, is it gonna be on TV? I laugh. No, I mean, maybe I could get it into rotation on the college TV station, but otherwise, no. Well, that's still pretty cool. But my point is that it's kind of boring. What? Is it just a bunch of writing, or... Mostly going through old stuff. Carl's family saved a bunch of artifacts from the old days. Whoa, so you're, like, actually touching the old stuff. Yeah, that's kind of a weird way to put it, but yeah. That sounds awesome. His outgoing nature is kind of infectious. I smile. Well, if you're really interested, I wouldn't mind having some help. That's great. I have the next 2 days off. Cool. We'll ask Carl when he gets back. It takes a while for the ram to return, but when he does, he seems kind of a bit reluctant to agree to the idea, which kind of surprises me. But eventually we convince him and we make plans for Raven to come over the next day. As we're heading back out to the car, I nudge Carl, forcing him into a slight stumble. What's up? What do you mean? I try to keep my tone light. You seem a bit down, actually. You have all day. Carl shrugs. I nudge him again and he giggles. I don't know. It's just awkward coming out here and having you two just examine me like that. Oh, yeah? Yeah, dude. It just feels kind of weird is all. I stay silent for a moment, wondering if I made the right decision in doing all this. Well, I'm just trying to help you out now, you know? I know, bro. It's cool. Seriously, I've been thinking... Oh, no. Your main problem is worrying about going out in public like a social anxiety. Whoa, now you're sounding like Jenna. We get to my car and he smiles at me over the roof while I unlock the doors. I feel like if we can break through that, it'll help you out a bunch. I break eye contact as we both slide into our respective seats. And I think this job will be a huge part of that, so I really want you to get it. As I lean to the side to pull out my seatbelt, I feel something soft and warm pressed to my cheek. It only lasts for a second, then it's gone. I look over at Carl, but he's looking out the window. Did you just kiss me? Yeah, bro. Are you high? Yeah, I mean, maybe. He giggles. So, yes. Slowly, I pull out of the parking space. If he hadn't made a move on me last night, I might have been a little more shocked. Where the hell did you get high, anyway? Well, you behind the mall. Charming. Yeah, pretty sure I've got a few needles stuck in my hooves. We drive in silence for a while, Carl looking out at the desert scenery while I squint at the windshield, trying to see through the hazy orange sunset. I didn't mean that, by the way. What? Just thanks. Sure. I don't know what else to say, so I leave it at that and we drive along in pleasant silence. Carl still seems a little sad and I can't pinpoint why. I'm hoping that it's just a phase. That by the time this interview is over, he'll be able to get past his anxiety and finally be done feeling like a failure at everything. Oh, poor Carl. Poor Carl. Uh-oh. What do we got going on here? Oh. I wake up to the feeling of a familiar numbing heaviness in my body. I try to move, tugging at what feels like a massive weight on my arms and legs, but all I can manage is to wiggle my fingers. It feels like someone's pressing down on my chest, trying to suffocate me, and something's in the room with me. I can't help myself. I open my eyes. A blood-red glow fills Carl's room, as if from a nightlight covered in blood. The sight would have made me whimper if I was able to make any kind of sound. My eyes flick around the room. It looks strangely empty, a lot more empty than I remember it, as if Carl was in the middle of a move and he'd packed all of his toys and his decorations. Okay. In fact, the only thing I recognize in his room is his bed, the blankets tossed back and empty. I'm alone. Oh shit, that's creepy sounding. I hear a chuckle right next to my ear, and it's straight out of a horror movie. Whatever it is, it's right out of my line of sight, and I can't turn my head to see what it is. My heartbeat picks up and I decide to close my eyes, knowing that nothing good will come out of opening them. It breathes heavily in my ear for a while, then stops. The weight lifts off my body and I feel its presence leave. I sit up, open my eyes again, and sigh with relief, but then I realize the room is still empty, and so is Carl's bed. Die! Something yanks me out of bed, and suddenly I'm being pulled by both feet down the hallway. Down the stairs. Down to the basement. Towards the crawl space. Into darkness. Furry legs crawl over my body and pinpricks pierce every inch of my flesh. I'd give anything to be able to scream right now. I gasp and jolt out of the paralysis. I wait a good 10 seconds before I'm convinced that I'm really out of it. Carl's snoring loudly in his bed, one arm dangling over the side while his belly rises and falls. I sit up and rub my face, wondering how the hell I'm going to get back to sleep after that. Oh, 1 second, guys. 1 second. Let me respond to this real quick. Alright, give me 1 moment. I'll be right back. I sit up and rub my face, wondering how the hell I'm going to get back to sleep after that. Oh, and how are you going to get back to sleep after that, Chase? Oh, okay. Friday. Alrighty. Hmm. I wonder what... I wonder what will happen. Oh god, great, we're all in the fucking basement. Fantastic. It's exactly where we all want to be. Hey, is this useful? I look over at Raven as he holds up what looks like a porcelain canine doll of some kind. Maybe, again, just set aside the stuff you think might be interesting enough for me to take pictures of. Okay. He puts it to the side and starts digging through the tub, rather carelessly again. I sigh and turn back to the binder. I really wish Carl had agreed to come down. Again, he declined to help me, even after Raven arrived. But now I guess I have my answer as to why. More stuff is missing from the tubs, and I know it can't be anyone else except Carl. The containers were turned the opposite way when I got down to the crawlspace earlier this morning. On top of that, there were 2 more loose wrappers in the tub, along with I trace a paw up the torn edges of a missing page in the John Begay section. The question, of course, is why he would be doing this. There's absolutely no reason for it, and the bizarreness of the situation makes it pretty much impossible for me to confront him on it. It's his house after all, though if he didn't want me going through it, why would he have shown me it in the first place? And he isn't even trying to cover his tracks. In fact, I practically caught him in the act just a few nights ago. He must know now that I'd be able to put that together pretty quick. I close the binder, deciding that this will be the last time I'll be going through his stuff. If Carl doesn't want me digging up info on his family's history, then I'm not going to go pry any further. Hey, look at this! Raven holds up a wooden train. But this was probably the shit back in the day. I sigh. Probably. Oh, my phone buzzes. I take it out. My notification's telling me I have a text from Leo. I love that animation. That's so cool. Meet me at the diner for lunch. Just you. For a moment, I feel a pang of guilt. He told me how excited he was to hang out with me this week, yet I've spent almost all my time here with Carl. Though, from what I've gathered in text, Leo's been spending most of his time with TJ and Jenna since the Lynx is apparently still filling down. At least he had that to keep him occupied. My excuse that Carl has all the info I need for my project made my decision to spend most of my time here a little less weird. What time? And what do you mean by just me? I think he means just you. Hey, Rave, I'm gonna go out to meet with some of my friends. Could you keep Carl company? Oh, okay, sure. Raven seems busy pushing the train across the ground while attaching more cars. And make sure you keep that together. I want to get a picture of it later. Oh. Now, need to talk in privato. I sigh and put my phone away, patting my pocket for my keys as I head up to the crawlspace steps. Leo waves at me as I walk into the diner. I'm surprised to see the diner is completely empty. There's almost always someone in here. Something else is amiss too, and I don't notice it until I've sat down across from the wolf. It's eerily quiet. The usual rockabilly tracks aren't playing from the jukebox. Hey man, what's up? The atmosphere is unreasonably awkward, and I blame most of that on the strange state of the diner. So apparently we have to go up to the counter to order. Janice isn't here. Oh, why's that? Leo shrugs as he sips on a milkshake. No, sick, I guess. And that's when I remember the story Flynn had told us about Janice and her incident. Though I'm not going to bring that up because I'm sure that's what Leo is thinking about as well. Well, I'm not really hungry anyway. What was it you wanted to talk about? Leo swallows slowly, then looks down at the table. So you probably know this whole thing didn't go as I'd planned. I look at the collection of condensation on his glass before I speak up. Yeah, sort of. Leo frowns as if he'd hoped I would have tried to deny it. Well, it's my fault mostly. I should have done a better job at resolving shit. I frown. Oh, what's this? Okay. Hey. I wait until he takes his eyes off the table to look at me. You know, you're not our big brother anymore. He likes to act like it, though. He looks back down at the table. We're adults, believe it or not. We make our own decisions now. Everything we're doing right now is our decision, our fault, not yours. Leo's eyes get shiny, but he smiles. Yeah, you're right. I guess I'd want to go back is all. Hey, we're still young. You're talking like my grandpa. Leo laughs and leans back. Mine too. Leo jerks his head as if he just remembered something. So what the hell happened between Jenna and Carl? I was actually hoping you could have told me that. I have no idea. She keeps going on about him not participating. I told her it was fine, but she can't seem to let it go. Yeah, well, it's really weighing on Carl, I think. Leo swigs his milkshake, forgoing the straw. He wipes away the cream from his muzzle as he brings it back down onto the table with some resolve. Well, I'm not letting it end like this. Let what end like this? Our group. You realize this might be the last time we're all together. That sentence immediately forms a lump in my throat. Yeah. So I'm not gonna let it end like this. Flynn is pissed at TJ, Jenna's pissed at Carl, you and me. He let that hang, and when I don't say anything, he coughs. So I planned something. What? His hesitant tone is making me nervous. He looks me in the eye and squares his shoulders. We're going to the lake tomorrow. He lets that sink in as I turn his words over in my head. I had suspected that this is what he was getting at. I considered my words for a moment, not wanting to say the wrong thing. I don't know if that's... Leo puts up a paw. I've thought this over real hard, Chase. That day, what happened to Sydney, it fucked us all up. Changed us all. Not for the better, either. It took something from us. Leo pauses, looking to the side as if searching for words. Flynn. Sydney was his best friend. And Carl, he's been depressed ever since. I feel the need to speak up. I don't know if you can pin all that on what happened. Maybe we could have turned out the same. Maybe we would have turned out the same. He presses on. TJ, he saw Sydney die, saw him drown. Can you imagine that at 8 years old? And Jenna, has she ever been happy since? I shake my head. I always felt like that experience helped her in a weird way. Like, she decided to go to school, leave Echo. He doesn't seem to be listening to me. Alright, I'm going to pause it right here. Alright. He doesn't seem to be listening to me. And you. I love you, but you did change the day it happened. You're practically a different person. I don't have anything to say to that. And me, His voice catches in his throat and I close my eyes. Leo. I was supposed to be watching all of you. I was supposed to take care of... Leo stops talking. I keep my eyes on the table while he grabs one of the brown napkins and wipes his eyes. When he speaks again, his voice is thick and cracks with emotion. His parents never said, but they trusted me with Sydney, and I think they blame me. No, Leo. He falls silent. For a while, we both sit there and share the feeling of being weighed down by 11 years of baggage. A good 5 minutes goes by, Leo staring out the window. The afternoon sun turns his normally red fur almost orange. We can't do this anymore. And this might be our last chance to find some kind of closure. I take a deep breath, swallowing past the lump. Okay. He looks up at me, relief all over his face. So you'll go? I smile reassuringly at him. Of course. Have you told anyone else? He lowers his ears. No. Oh, God, are you going to tell them? I don't know. Leo. He does his signature shrug, paws out. I really don't know how else to get them to go. There's no way this isn't going to be a disaster. Hey, we gotta try. I guess. So, can you bring Carl with you? I think for a moment. Oh shit, Carl has an interview. What time? 10, I think. Well, we'll plan around it. Text me the actual time, okay? Anyway, I invited you out here to talk about more than shitty stuff. What have you been up to the past 3 years? And so we talked for the next 2 hours, catching up on everything. It feels good, and I regret not spending more time with Leo this past week. As we part in the small parking lot, Leo surprises me with a hug. I have a good feeling about this. It'll be hard, but we'll be better for it. I hug back, hoping with all my heart that he's right. Oh, God. Oh, God. Well, Friday passed really quickly. Oh, dear. Dudes, I don't know about this. I peek into the bathroom, watching as Carl stares at himself in the mirror, running his fingers through his hair. You look great! Raven stands back, grinning with a tremor in his paws, looking Carl up and down. Tell him, Chase. Carl looks at me, and I have to agree that he looks quite a bit better. You look fantastic, a lot cleaner. Thanks. Now, take a shower. Before Carl can say anything, Raven shoves the mall bag into Carl's chest before slamming the door in his face. Man, this is going to be great. If the interview is based on looks alone, he'd have that job locked. Yeah, probably. And so with that, we move to the living room and wait. Half an hour later, Carl shuffles in quietly. We don't even know he's there until he clears his throat. How does it look? He looks good, but I'm more concerned with the fact that he looks more insecure than I've ever seen him. He shifts from hoof to hoof, not making eye contact at all, his fingers pulling at the rolled-up sleeves. Oh my God, that looks fantastic! There's no way you won't get that job now! Raven sounds genuine enough, but then again, he's always excited. Carl looks over at me and I give a start, realizing how bad my silence must have seemed. You do look great, Carl! But, Raven chuckles and Carl's eyes widen. What? The beanie. Do you always wear that thing? Carl lifts a paw to it. Usually. You can't wear that. How do you even get it on? It's stretchy, and my head fur looks awful. Seriously, you can't wear a beanie to an interview. Carl's getting all fidgety again, so I butt in. Fuck. Okay, don't wear it, don't wear it. No, I don't think it'll go over too well if he wears it, so I'd say don't wear it. Okay, so I'm gonna save it there. Damn it. Okay, so separate save. So if in case I need to go back. Alright. Alright guys, it's been a new episode of Echo. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks if you can, or a tip as it's known as. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!